Welcome, everyone. Today is Thursday, August 23rd of the year 2018. I'm laughing at myself when I'm saying this. I appreciate your tuning in, and please share with friends and subscribe. Okay, so lots to talk about. Well, the first card that came up for today is the Queen of Pentacles, and usually when I see the Queen of Pentacles, to me it's about beauty, abundance, the sensual life, family, health, intimacy, money. So it's a beautiful card, and the first two cards are what is the subject that my guidance wants to talk about, and I guess wants to talk about us being able to move into that Queen of Pentacles, being able to be connected to the earth in abundance, with healthy intimacy, with vibrant health, connected to our family, and fertile in all things, projects, friendships. And so I love that this theme is coming up. So the general idea is, what is it necessary for us to move into that energy? Or if you're already in there, how do we sustain it? And the second card that influences more, it gives you more of an idea of what the subject's about, is the Three of Pentacles. And the Three of Pentacles is recognition for your hard work. It's saying that whatever you've been doing is paying off. And it's not only paying off, but you will have public recognition for your skills. So let's see what else we have in the cards. So I started doing my readings a little different. Underneath at the first two cards, I have topics with cards that kind of give more information on it. So in reference to what the different categories of life, the first one is the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is a messenger. And it's a messenger in reference to anything that has to do with someone, contracts, financial agreements. It's putting into the physical something concrete towards the things that we've been working towards. My tongue is like all twisted. Okay, so in reference to anything that you might have been working towards, whether it's an agreement, you have a client that you've been waiting to come in and make an offer, or whether you've have been waiting to sign on a property. So this is what this line is about. And then the first card in reference to contracts and agreements that we're waiting to come through is the Temperance card. And this is saying, stay calm, cool, and collected. There might be a waiting period, and it's telling you to just be cool and collected, that there is higher help. It's asking us to flow, to pay attention to the messages, not to lose, very important to have sovereignty, to have self-control, self-mastery, have, the angel has 1 foot in the water, and the water is still, 1 foot on earth. Use your intuition, use your logical mind, flow, take the signs that they're trying to give you. You're getting a lot of intuition, and you have the logical mind as well to help you. And then the Ace of Wands is telling you there is going to be new beginnings. It's an auspicious card for ringing the dough or ringing the bell for initiating something. And with the Three of Cups after it, it's very celebratory. It's going to be good news. Whatever it is that you've been waiting for is going to come in. The right people to help you take this project or this idea that you have into a successful conclusion will come into your life. To move it into the next phase, those people will come into your life. So this is about new beginnings. This is about new relationships or old relationships coming in that are necessary to really succeed in these ideas, in these creative ideas. And it's telling you to use temperance, to temper your emotions, to realize that there's a lot of higher help, because if you're not into your head so much and you're listening for guidance, you're going to get guidance. So that's the first row. Then the second row is justice. So again, it's another sword. But this justice, for me, every time I see justice, it could be about contracts, old lawsuits, or it could be situations that we've had in our life that have been out of balance, that there was no justice, or we were unfairly judged, or that things didn't turn out in our favor. So when the justice comes up upright, it means there's a rebalancing of that. And then, of course, there's the Two of Pentacles. And again, the idea of someone standing on one leg, balancing two pentacles. So there is this assurance that if you've been struggling to keep things afloat, you see the ships in the background, and the sea has been choppy, which means there's been difficulty. Emotionally, you've been handling it, but it's been difficult. There is an assurance that that's going to actually, with the justice there, that you're going to be able to come to a better place with that. And then with I know sometimes I look at the cards. With the Six of Cups, the interesting thing about the Six of Cups is I love to look at it, by the way, as a message of love, but in the way that it comes in this spread, it means money coming in unexpectedly from something that was either initiated in the past, whether it's a lawsuit that is going to come back in your favor, whether it's something that you applied for. It could be an inheritance of some kind that you didn't expect. But there is going to be money coming in to rebalance something in reference to finances. And then there's the Fool. And the Fool is kind of like pressing the restart button. The whole journey of the Tarot starts out with the Fool, heading out into life with his naivete, jumping off the cliff without realizing what he's actually doing, and then comes back as the wise hermit after having gone through life and learned all the lessons. He becomes the high priest or the hermit. And so this is going to allow you to once again press the reset button, start over in another phase of your life with that same innocent wonder, hopefully with a little more wisdom. Don't let go of your wisdom. You're going to find times that you're going to come to crossroads and they're going to look familiar. You're going to say to yourself, "Oh, I have this opportunity, and I'm going to be able to be able to go in this direction." And then something about it sounds familiar. Something about it rings as if you've been in that place before. And really pay attention, because sometimes we're meant to go in a certain direction and something else will come in and distract you. So don't be naive. You're going to have opportunities that they're going to come in front of you. Really look at it and say, is this going in the direction of my heart's desire? What is it that you really want to do in this life? And start doing that, because that's what's going to bring you abundance. It's not like, oh, I got this job offer and it's like going to pay me a lot of money and and it's great. Like, there's a part of us that needs to feel a certain degree of safety and have a roof over our heads. And we want to know that we can take care of our children, and we want to know that we can feed ourselves. Like, there's an instinctive part that needs to be taken care of. But in making decisions at this, especially at this time, this auspicious time where we're going to be able to manifest very big, especially when we do things from the heart, try to think of what it is that you want to do from the place of the deep desire and your gifts, what your heart is telling you, that's where you need to go. So you need to be a little bit like the fool, like take that dive and go in that direction. And then the next card is the King of Wands, and the King of Wands is wise, he's intuitive, and he's a little witchy, right? And to me, a lot of times the King of Wands talks to me about Leo meaning August. And in terms of really what's been happening this month with after the partial solar eclipse and all the heaviness it's every single person I know comes to me and says, I am so sad. I feel this heaviness. And I keep reminding them, this is really cosmic. So the next three cards is a real reflection of what's been happening in this month. You have, let me see, I'm going to need to look at this closer. My eyes are crazy, like bad. Okay, this is the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is exactly what we all feel like. We all feel like we've been through this major battle. We feel wiped out, but we're victorious. He's standing victorious, worn out, but victorious. And that's how we're feeling in August. Because what's been happening is the Ten of Swords, and this one, what is it? This is the Seven of Swords. Let me see. She is, the Eight of Swords. So the Ten of Swords and the Eight of Swords, I should know this by now, but I know it by looking at the card. I don't know it so much by the numbers. Okay, so the Ten of Swords and the Eight of Swords is exactly what we're moving away from, but we're feeling the remnants of it. This is like, the Ten of Swords is everything that has crushed us and all the experiences that have created grief and sorrow and made us angry. And it's telling you, it's done. It's over. All of these eclipses and this last remnant of the sadness and the heaviness that you're feeling is that the last little tidbits of it are coming up so that you could burn away that karma and leave it in the past. No more memories about it, not reliving it again and again. It's done. And it's also about all the things that has kept us, like the Eight of Swords, in this imaginary bondage. Now she's blindfolded. She has her hands behind her back. She's tied. The swords are not piercing her. She's wearing red. So when you wear red, that means you're victorious. And she has a castle in the background. So what does she have to do? She needs to let go of the bounds from the back. She needs to pull off the blindfold and go home, to the castle. Yeah. Basically, the Eight of Swords is saying, you have felt that you haven't been able to move forward. You have felt defeated. And you've been many times that these feelings of being unable to move forward are based on fear, unfounded fears. And this amazing month of August of 2018 is helping us move away from that. We are supposed to feel victorious. It's going to be exhausting, but we'll be victorious. So the next category is the Four of Cups. Now, the Four of Cups is telling you either you're in a relationship that you're unhappy with, you're in life, but you're bored with life, you're focused on all the things that are not working for you and not realizing on all three scenarios that there is something there waiting for you to move you forward. The hand coming out of the others, offering the cup to you, is telling you, if you're not in a relationship that makes you happy, then do something about it. If you are in a relationship that you're unhappy in, maybe you can repair it, or maybe you need to move on. It's kind of like sitting on the fence is not going to help you manifest. Because the next card is the Ace of Pentacles. You can't stay on a waiting pattern, or you can't sit there looking at only the things that haven't worked for you. Because what you're doing is you're not open to receiving all the gifts that are coming to you, all the different ideas, epiphanies, people coming to assist, and you're saying no because you're still focused on the Three of Cups, the three cups on the ground. So it's telling you, look up, pay attention, make a move, because the next three cards speak of the Ace of Pentacles is new beginnings, is all new beginnings related to money and new creative projects. If you're writing a book, if you want to start a business, this is the time to do it, but you need to get off the fence. And strength is two things. It's Leo. It's the month of August. It's also telling us that whatever we do and however we proceed, we need to proceed with strength and courage, but gentleness, kindness. That's how we will be victorious. And then there is that the yellow, that hue of yellow behind her. It's telling us that we have a lot of guidance right now to really start to trust, have faith, and move gently and kindly, but with strength and courage towards what we want to do. So if you're in a relationship that's not working for you, there's a way of moving forward without having to crush the other person, right? And if you're in a relationship, a business relationship with someone that's not working, there's a way of moving forward. Just use your intuition, and you work from the heart. And then the 10 of Wands is just asking you to look at what you've taken on. What are the things you've taken on? Because if you're going to start something new, you need to have energy to be able to move forward. So look at all the different things you've taken on, and what of these things you can put down. What of the 10 wands can you put down? Because some burdens that we've taken are not ours. So it's reminding you, start these new creative projects, but also unload what is no longer working for you. And that could be the relationship. The burden could be the relationship, right? Or the burden could be not being able to tell someone, I don't really want to work with you anymore. Like, this doesn't work for me anymore. But we can do it with kindness. We can do it with kindness. And the last two cards that I pulled from this deck is kind of like the outcome, right? It's the Chariot and Judgment. So for me, the Chariot is this masculine energy of being able to actually move quickly into these, whatever it is that we want to move into. So if it's a relationship that you're looking, like let's say that you're the masculine and you want to approach the feminine, it's telling you do it. If you're you want to write a book, do it. If you've been thinking of anything creative, a creative idea, and you haven't started it, it's telling you start that creative idea. And then Judgment is like the angels are there, right? That you have this, Gabriel is blowing his horn. You have the red and the white, which is it's sky and earth. There's the balance of, it's the four directions. It's Mother Earth, Father Sky, is the awakening. It's the point in time, cosmically, where if we have been on a holding pattern, no matter what we've done up until now, has not allowed us to move forward. This is Judgment, is coming in to shift that for you. So get started on whatever it is, whether if this is about love, go to your love. If this is about creative projects, writing a book, get everything started. And as usual, I pull out cards from different decks. From my Española cards, I pulled out the Five of Wands. And I'm starting to really like the Five of Wands. It shows these youthful people having sort of like a fun competition. So I feel like sometimes this is our inner world that we might be downloading, at least for me, I'm downloading so much information, creative information, that it's kind of like my inner world's a little chaotic. But it's reminding us that uh, that we're working with 4 elements and that we're the 5th element. To remember that we have the ability that especially if we go into our silence and center ourselves, like you look at the center wand, that if we center ourselves, that we can come to this beautiful center of understanding what all the pieces mean, or understanding how to move forward. Being able to actually receive the guidance. And I think the 5 of Wands says we're the 5th element. And I have a whole thing I want to say about that. I've been downloading, not through the cards, but through dreams. And I'll have the courage to actually record it. And then the next card is the 2 of Wands for my goddess cards. And I love my goddess cards. They're the ones that I learned the tarot with. And when I see this is from the goddess cards. The 2 of Wands means that you are the magician. You have the power to. This is not about waiting for someone else. This is not about another person coming in. This is your power to create, to believe in yourself, because you're that powerful. Yay, I love that card. And then from the Joanna deck, I need to like call it something else, so you guys could. Anyone who wants to purchase this deck from Joanna, I love her deck. I've said it before. Just let me know. Send me a email, and I can link you to her how you can get in touch with her. But anyway, it's creation. Whoa! It flew out of the deck, and it's exactly what we need to hear. This is the card of initiation. You're being initiated. Trust, courage, and flow are necessary to allow a new force that's waiting to now come through you. This is what I've been talking about, peeps. You are being asked to bring inspiration into existence. Exactly. Your heart, what is your heart telling you? Follow your desire to create, birth, and actively develop a secret desire. I can't read it because it's blurry. The time is right for new growth. Yay, I got through it. So create. Trust in your own power. Stop sitting on the fence and waiting for something else to come in to say it's time. You need to say, I'm done with feeling stuck. Is that the idea of like the maiden with the swords around her and she's all tied up, and it's imaginary, it's not real. You're not stuck. Get yourself up and going, because what happens is sometimes we feel that we're going to hurt somebody, or if it's not working for you, you need to speak up, you need to move forward, because it's not working for the other person. It's just not a one-sided thing. A lot of times people think that there's betrayal, or they're hurting the other person, or they go into all this imagination. But you being stuck is not good for anybody, and especially not you. So this is a great time to move forward. Whatever it is that you've been thinking about, trust in your intuition and start working towards it. Okay, so that's today's reading. Sending a lot of love to everybody.